Welcome to the stream, everyone. Welcome Vincenzo, Mr. Lee, Buster, Sylveon, Jedok, Omega, Jerryman, EX, Philip, Jaden, Jedok, Pixel Boy, and everyone else. I already Let's Played Mega Man OP last year. Well, this will be interesting. People are warning me about this, but I've gone through much worse before, so I think I'll be fine. You are there too, by YouTube. In any case, let's begin. Some people are really excited for me to cover this, so let's not keep them waiting. Huh? One moment, it's in the wrong spot. Come on, let's go. There we go. The year is 20XX. Mega Man has defeated Dr. Wily again. Mega Man had also recovered from his previous encounter. With Dr. Cadman, Japan seems to be peaceful now. Unfortunately, it ain't gonna last. Meanwhile, with this set of enemies. Meanwhile, with this random set of enemies. Let me guess, the 8 new World Masters are flying in. RIP Mega Man. Was that a car with a face? Already improvement over the first one, we have an intro cutscene. Already an improvement over the first title, this actually has an intro cutscene. And Skullman OP has got an upgrade. So that's our new antagonist, Dr. Izumi. So she's the one who upgraded Mega Man into his OP form in the first game. He took the entire couch with him. I guess he really wanted the couch too. Greetings, everyone. My name is Atterville, and I welcome you all to my blind live Let's Play of Mega Man Overpowered 2, a 8-bit Mega Man Classic fan game developed by Mario Obsessed and released in 2019. So let's begin. As this is a blind Let's Play, I apologize in advance for any silly mistakes or false assertions I'll make. So you can jump, shoot, slide, and fire charge shots. We also have quick weapon swapping. I'm using the keyboard for this one. Also, the mid-charge shots actually deal extra damage to enemies. The full charge shot is still really powerful. Some would say overpowered. We already have some returning enemies like those cannons. It's kind of like the full... It's like the fully upgraded... It reminds me of the fully upgraded Buster in X1 and X2. Let's hope this game is a bit more difficult than the first game. Outside of that one section with the force beams, of course. He does climb really fast. Ah, they changed the Shadow Man platforms. I0P. I0P. What a friendly face. What a friendly demeanor. Random spike there. I love two-shotting those big eyes with this. Who are you? Are you Kung Fu Man? No, you're different. Another easy victory. So, let's go on to the... So, here's a selection of 8 Road Masters. No name for them. No names for them. Pick who I should go after first. Please pick who I should go after first. Top center wins. Disco Woman. So for this game, we have female RMs. I don't know why Mario Obsessed didn't give us the Roadmaster names on the stage select. We have enough space for them after all. And I don't mind the force weapon usage in the intro stage. It's teaching us how to use the rush coil there. Hi, Heatman. Yep, Philip. Same person. So, like the springs from Sonic. Can't backtrack, sadly. Already we have more gimmicks than the previous game had in its first stage. Remember, gimmicks are really important to Mega Man Classic stages. Due to the more basic limited set of base abilities Mega Man Classic has. Due to the more limited amount of abilities Mega Man Classic has access to at base. This is not Mega Man X after all. I never played Mega Man Paradise, Sylveon, so I can't vet that statement. I will eventually let's play that in the future. Rush teleports in faster too. It almost feels as if Mega Man starts out with the armor upgrade too. A disco ball? Well, that was easy. Hang on, she had a second phase, never mind. Well, I cheesed her. Well, that was easy. Ow, my ears. I would have preferred an actual demonstration, but the written description helps. But the written description helps too. I see top left, top right, bottom right. I'll give you 15 more seconds. Top right wins. Raftman? The audio balancing still needs some work. Compared to the first game, at the very least the backgrounds look better. And we have parallax scrolling going on too. Let's try the disco lights. What does this do? Oh. So this is a shield-based weapon, I see. Deletes enemy projectiles that come into contact with the lights. If I use a charge shot, I can fire these disco balls at the enemies. Maybe. I want to have access to my regular charge shot, so I'll turn it off for now. What's this? A stage that's actually somewhat dangerous now. Oops. I want to see what's up there. Royal Air Force Man. That makes more sense. That explains all the explosions and missiles, and bombs. Alright, let's see what's up over there. I knew there'd be something here. A special stage? I recognize this music from Sonic, one of the Sonic Game Gear titles. Or was it Master System? At least these Shanmai platforms are more forgiving. Whoa. One is mandatory. Is it a specific one, or at least, is it a specific one, or do I just need to get one of them? Is it a specific one, or do I just need to get one of them? Or do I just need to get any one of them? So I got the red Chaos Emerald, I see. Or as it's called here, Metal Diamond. But by collecting it, it immediately ends the stage. So once I collect all 5 of the Metal Diamonds, will I turn into Super Mega Man OP? Can I turn into Super Mega Man OP? Gotcha. Now let's continue on as normally. Easiest Pikmin yet. Oh, I was paying more attention to a jumping enemy that I didn't notice the hole in the floor there. Could have been introduced in a safer environment though. See over here? The ground and ceiling looks a bit different. Oh. Again, I was paying more attention to something else. I was worried of getting crushed more than that. Could have made these holes in the floor, could have made these holes a bit more obvious, or introduced them in safer environments. Either would have been good enough for me. Is it just me, or are my iframes lower in this game? Yeah, I think I remember it, noob. Can't reach it, sadly. I need a downward firing weapon. I'll just use an E-tank when necessary. That's it, not taking any chances. That plane did nothing there other than being a sitting duck. I'll provide the link later, Jerry man. Alright, while you pick, I'll deliberately reset my life counter. I'm too low on lives. Sure, let's go to the bottom left boss next. Creepy, man. The game autos... By the way, the game auto-saves once you complete a stage, or game over. By the way, the game auto-saves either when you complete a stage, or game over. Let's see how powerful the Royal Air Force Bomb is. Fairly powerful then. But my charge shot is already super powerful anyways. Let me know if I missed some secret rooms. I want to collect all 5 metal diamonds. I probably need them for a good ending. I see you up there, creepy face. You're just looking at me. From the 3 or 4 stages... From the 3 stages I've played so far, I already think this game is better than the first one. Marginally. Not in terms of gameplay, mind you, but graphics. Zero OP seems rather friendly. Much more friendly than I initially thought he would be. Hence why I said marginally better. Oh. What does the L tank do? Does it work the same way as it did? Does it fully restore my health to max? Yes, it does. Anything unique about you, Poison Big Eye? Or Grape Jelly Big Eye? You really need a towel. What? Okay, that's different. Good to know that the mid-charge shot actually deals more damage to bosses. I just wish the full charge shot didn't just 3-shot bosses. Perhaps instead 4 or 5-shot them. The fact that all bosses so far have 2 phases means that I don't quickly destroy them. At least not as fast as the first game. That's what I'm planning on doing for the next battle, only using mid-charge shots. Need a tiebreaker between bottom right, top left, middle left. Mid left it is. So that's the car with a face. So for the rest of the boss battles, up until the fortress bosses, I'll only use mid-charge shots on them, so I don't quickly destroy them. So I don't destroy them as fast. Now if the bosses pose a lot of challenge, then I'll start using the full charge shots. Now if the bosses pose too much of a challenge, then I'll start using the full charge shots. What? Why did that one explode? Also, something's up there. Ah, there's the next secret stage. I'll give you the download link. I'll provide a download link after the stream. I'll provide the download link after the stream, Jerryman. No wait, I recognize this team. This comes from Fantasy. This originates from Fantasy Zone. Whoa. I just realized these platforms were iced over. Could have made it a bit more obvious. Like change the color of the tiles. At least I get a second shot instead of being. At least I get a second shot at it. At least I get another try at it instead of unceremoniously getting kicked out. Decently, Jaden. Yeah, they are different, but not different enough. Oh, Sonic 1 Game Gear. Makes sense, as the Game Gear / Master System version, Master System version of Fantasy Zone shares the sound chip. And there's the yellow metal diamond. Oh yeah, let's try out Dash Nova. It's a dash type weapon. I love it then. So some of these blocks actually explode. So kind of like mine carts. I like those Metuos on top of those carts. They look adorable. I wish the card segments went on for longer. I mean, we're right at the end of the stage now, and we barely built up that gimmick. It was shaping up to be somewhat interesting. Here's something interesting. I just realized he actually has hands. With the mid-shot shot, these bosses have a better chance against me. Halfway there. Be right back. Bottom right wins. Spiny Man. I suppose that's where the spiny mets originate from. Okay, throw it forward like that. And there are the spiny mets. I don't trust myself using a Nova. Hey Cheng, welcome to the stream. I LP'd Mega Man Super Fighting Robot several years ago. I will eventually stream it again on very hard mode though. Or the insane difficulty mode. Kung Fu Man? Well, that was an odd appearance. Well, that was a bit of an odd appearance. An EX tank. Does it work the same way as it did in X4? Can I reach it? Yes, I can. That's not how we do it, though. I'm gonna have to go further to the right. One per tank. So not as good as the one in X4 through X6, sadly. What's with the influx of M-tanks here? Oh goody. I forgot my airframes are lower. Ah, phew, I thought that was... Ah, phew, I thought this was going to be a spike drop section. Oh, he grows bigger. I don't have a dedicated slide button. I have to do a down plus jump. I have to perform down plus jump. Here's a boss who can potentially corner you really easily if you're bad with positioning. I disagree with that, YouTube, but we'll get into that later. I haven't played the latest version of your demo yet, Cheng. I'll get around to that later this day. I'll give you 20 more seconds. Choose. Top left wins. So he's called Undead Man. A zombie with tank treads. Actually, I'm a bit suspicious there's something up there. That sign is... Okay, here's the spike shot. Neat. How well does it do against enemies? Decently enough, I guess. Ah, that's neat. And its animations aren't that shabby either. That's one of the best sprite enemies I've seen yet. This design is making me suspicious more and more, like I'm missing something. I'll check it out once I get the next damn tank. I doubt I can, but I'll at least take a look. Damage boosting isn't as useful, and damage boosting isn't as useful in this game. Damage boosting isn't as useful in this game due to my lower iframes. Good thing the water isn't acidic. I sure hope the two last metal diamonds aren't located in a bad location. Ah, so you have your own right armor. One of the easiest bosses yet. Even his right armor was pathetic. Alright, I'm gonna quickly reset my number of lives. Just pick who I should go after next. So bottom or right? Bottom wins out. Well, that's one way to make a roll, man. I was thinking Carman would be the... I thought Carman would be the one who stands... I initially thought Carman would be the one who would stand out the most, but now we have roll, man. Oh, so those are actually spikes. Probably should have colored those red instead. Let's try out the D-Crash. Screen clearing weapon. A rather powerful one. Okay, as promised, I'm gonna check out if I can carry more than one M-Tank. Instead, I'll end up dying because I can't easily do slide jumps now. I have to use Supernova there. Yes, I can carry more than one M-Tank. Thanks for pointing that out earlier, Buster. Usually in these Mega Man fan games, you can only carry up to one M-Tank. No more than that. That explains why they were so prevalent. I mean, I can think of no other fan games where you can carry up to more... I can think of no other fan games where you can carry more than one M-Tank. Outside of glitches. Outside of glitches, that is. Which bottom? Can you point out where it is? Is it to the left of me or to the right of me? Oh, that. Whoa. So apparently this leads over to a special stage. I didn't realize it transitioned downwards like that. It looked more like a bottomless pit to me. Don't worry, you didn't really miss much. This is Mega Man Overpowered. A similar reason of why Quint wears sunglasses. I hate when this happens. There's no indication it's gonna pop over there. Now, if there was outlines of the Yoko blocks, I could pre-plan it. Like one of the stages actually did. That's it, rush it time. I'm not taking any more chances at this. Compared with the previous game, I need extra lives more. I desperately need more lives. Ouch, this background and foreground combo. It's too bright. And there's the green metallic diamond. We're back to where we were before. I wish instead of the special teleporters kicking you out of the stage once you complete them, instead they take you outside the teleporter. Much less inconvenient that way. I still think these levels are an improvement over the first game. I just want to make mention of that. I just want to emphasize that point. They clearly have the drive to improve. They just need more work. They just need more practice. They clearly have the drive to improve. They just need more practice. And feedback. I mean, for one, the stages have many more gimmicks. Graphics are better. Graphics are better and more distinct. And we have many more new enemy types. And we have many more new enemies. Unlike the first one, it doesn't feel like a cheap effort mostly made with the base assets in the Mega Engine. Alright, show me what you got. Yeah. That one lies more. To be fair though, I kinda prefer the graphics in Mega Man vs. YouTube. So on to the last of the Roadmasters. Neon Woman. Neat. I kind of like the more cordial... I like the more cordial demeanor of Zero P. Oops. Let's get that. No, I don't think I can get it now. Whoa. Ah, rats. Almost made it. I should have held down the button there. I didn't expect the teleporter to be right over there. Really? I tap jumped. Ah, Mega Engine. No, the Mega Engine. Yet again I missed it. Thank you, Rush. I don't get it. I keep trying to do tap jumps. But to be expected, this is the Mega Engine. It always had issues with that. And remember, this is an earlier version. So it's even worse in that regard. To point something else out, this doesn't look like a ladder, this looks more like a wall. We made it to the secret stage. The last one before the fortress. Now, these iced over platforms are obvious, unlike the previous ones I encountered. Probably not YouTube. They moved on to versus YouTube 2 and other fan games. No, I'm not taking another chance here. And there's the pink metal and there's the pink metallic diamond. I'd love to get the E-Tank, but it's surprisingly difficult. That's the easy way to get it. We made it to the end properly this time. This stage irked me the most, but at least it's over. The second phase is actually easier than the first phase because she doesn't move around as much. Welcome to all the new viewers on the stream. So that was the last of the 8 new Roadmasters. I'll be right back in a moment. And I'm back. I took a quick break to stretch my legs. Now let's enter the So with all the 8 Roadmasters defeated, it's time to enter the Dr. Izumi stages. The penultimate stage in Sonic 2 for the Game Gear and Master System. You can also charge up the Neon Beam. Nice fast-firing weapon with a large profile. I want to try it a bit more. Doesn't deal as much damage as I had hoped, but it has plenty of ammo. Probably gonna say this mostly for weaknesses. The Overlord is not actually the true final boss of the game, Daibuman. There's one other final boss. In order to access the true final boss, you need to collect 4 sigils or something. The first one you collect right after you defeat the final boss for the first time. The other one you purchase from the shop. Another one you find in the world after defeating a shopkeeper mini-boss. And the last one, I'm not exactly sure where you get it. It's hidden somewhere in the world. Did you defeat the secret shopkeeper boss? The one who has the item that cost 999 gold initially? Gotcha. The fifth and final metallic diamond is located somewhere in this fortress stage. Oh. And once you defeat the true final boss of Monolith Daibuman, you unlock the harder difficulty settings. As well as the ability to loop. I'm not going down the ladder. I learned from Rolento that some ladders lead to doom. So the longer I hold down the button when I use it, the farther I travel. Collision error. Maybe? Or is it just a Mega Engine error? I mean, that happened several times when I played Mega Man Maker. Oh hey, a boss that actually takes less damage from the full charge shot. So the fortress bosses don't have more than one phase. That's why they take less damage. In my World 2, I don't take Saiwumi. Now imagine if they could electrify the water. You know, these cutouts for the Yoka blocks would be really would have been really handy in two of those earlier Yoka blocks. Would have been really handy in two of those earlier sections. Unintentionally, that stage was really rushed. So you're the devil encounter the game. Alright, I guess I'll have to use the full charge for... Alright, I'll use the full charge shot against you then. Oh, it's not actually the end of the stage yet. Suddenly we're in an icy wonderland. You know, the disco lights are fairly useful, as long as enemies fire projectiles at me. Not so useful against melee enemies, though. Not really that useful against melee enemies, though. Whoa, that was a close one. The missile should explode on contact with an enemy and pierce through the guards. And pierce through their guards. The missile should explode on contact with the enemies and pierce through their guards. Skullman OP. A boss that actually takes a nominal amount of damage from the regular charge shot. AKA properly balanced. AKA balanced. Still got me. Oh. Welp, we have a problem. Alright, I'll have to go to the fortress then. Again. Someone forgot to tile the collision somewhere. Be right back. Skullman literally killed the game. That was his OP special. That was a special OP move. How far am I sent back? Probably to the start of the fortress. Nope. The game actually saves my fortress progress. Good on you, Dev. Thank you. Safe spot. If I stand there, none of the boss's attacks will hit me. Ah, too far. Remember, I can't rely on damage boosting in this game. Iframes have been nerfed. Hey, the patio. I'm halfway through the first fortress. I'm probably gonna speed up the way back here. Fast forward it. This time, I'll be using E-tanks. Please don't crash the game again, Skullman LP. Now, for his final attack, he had the Mega Man 4 charge shots. I guess that's what he does when... I guess he retaliates with that when I strike his shield. Is that MM3 in the background? MMIII? Also, by selecting continue, I skipped the map screen. Time to collect the 5th and final metallic diamond. Time limit is much stricter now. At least twice as strict. And there's the last metallic diamond. Maybe I can go... Maybe I unlock my super form? Probably not. And we're sent back to the start. Despite the fact it's a fourth section. No matter, more lives for me then. Time for the rematches. I'll be using special weapons against them, trying to suss out their weaknesses. So Zombie Man is weak to the disco ball. Because light beats darkness. Spine Man. This works very well against all the bosses, it seems. Am I missing something? Is this supposed to have a damage buff? If that's the case, the disco ball is now one of the best weapons of the game. Or disco lights, but you get the idea. Let me use other weapons against the bosses. I want to save that for the final boss. Weak to the spikes, I guess? This is one of the situations where I wish the boss health bar flashed red when I struck them with a weakness. As it's not obvious, and several special weapons are dealing a decent chunk of damage too. Now this is an obvious weakness. Where are you, Carman? You're probably weak to the spikes, because it pops your tires. No, you're a raft man. Now let's try sussing out a weakness. You're weak to the flash. I just realized you don't get any pickups by defeating the bosses. Then again, your health is restored once you exit the room. Of course, Undead Man is weak to this beam. I'm mixing up the boss names a lot, as most of them are really not that memorable. For some of these bosses, it's actually better to just use the full charge shots against them. There you are, Carman. And that should be the last of them. Now we're off to face off against Dr. Izumi herself. And rescue our friend in the process, hopefully. And hopefully rescue our friend in the process. If they're freely available here, that must mean the final boss is coming up. Unless there's another fortress following this. I'm not ruling out that possibility yet. Unfortunately, the music looping still needs some work. I'm using the rush gen and rush coil a lot here as I don't trust my jumping. Especially without a dedicated slide key. First and foremost, I probably won't be able to accomplish that feat, I will me. Nice of it to stop in place for us. Time to put a stop to her evil schemes. Time to put a stop to Izumi's evil schemes. Alright then. I defeated you twice already. Do you have anything else to say? Anything to say to justify your own anything to say to justify your own actions? That looks like an arcade console to me. Dr. Izumi's arcade cabinet. Oh wow, look at the amount of damage she dealt to me. Those pink balls are extremely dangerous. They just tree-shot me. It's her equivalent to the OP Buster's shard shot. Oh boy. Oh, goody. She's no pushover. Unlike the Fortress bosses in the first game. This doesn't mesh well with my lower iframes. It wouldn't be too bad if it was like the original Mega Man Classic games where iframes were better. It's over, Izumi. Your arcade cabinet and capsule have been destroyed. Zero P. Dr. Cadman? Did you break out of prison? You broke out of prison again. You are the man behind the man, weren't you? For a moment there, I thought Wily was the true villain. Actually, hold that thought for later. Wily may be the man behind the man behind the man. So on to the second set of fortress levels. So on to the second set of fortress stages. And I thought that was actually, and I thought there was a wall there. So on to the second set of fortress levels. See you later, Eye Slasher. This, along with most of my other live streams, will be edited down in post. The Disco Light is actually one of the best shield weapons of the game, better than the other shield weapon. I would make one change to the previous fortress. I'd make one change to the Izumi arcade cabinet. Decrease the damage those pink balls deal to us. Decrease the damage of those pink balls. Make it so they only 4 or 5 shot the player. Make it so they only 4 or 5 shot the player. Preferably 5 shot. Preferably 5 over 4. That's a trap, by the way. Don't go for it. It technically has a weakness, but it's either the Wild Coil or the Super Adapter Punch, but that's not really that much of a weakness. And weaknesses can deal 2 damage as long as they have other advantages to them. Love this stage theme, by the way. The 8-bit remake of Mega Man X4's intro stage. Metal Man OP? Skullman OP was scarier. Frankly, if you want to use a special weapon as a weakness against the Mega Man 7 Wily capsule, use the Super Adapter Punch. Anchor OP? Didn't expect to see you here. This feels like a more scuffed remix. Although music is more subjective, so I can see why you would prefer this one over the one we have in Mega Man Maker. Some of the enemies really need should. It feels strange saying this, but some of the enemies really need to deal more damage to the players. For example, the boomerang picketman. Blade OP. So in this stage, we're probably going to face off against all the Mega Man. Killers. Punk OP, sorry. A much easier version of Punk 2. Usually he fires out his screw crushers much faster. Here you had plenty of time to react. Too plenty. Sorry, I have a tendency to mix up Punk and Blade. I wish all the Mega Man killers were added to Mega Man Maker. But that'll take time. Oh yeah, spikes. The yellow water did not help matters. There you are, Blade. I don't want the game to crash again, so... Compared with Punk OP, Blade OP was a lot scarier. Who's next? Quint OP? Nope, it's 0 OP. This time, we defeated him for good. After defeating him 7 or 8 times before. After defeating him 7 or 8 times beforehand. Come on, Pixel Boy. Let's not insult other people. Neat background you have there. Reminds me of Geometry Dash for some reason. Two choices, but I see an elevator there. Starting off with the top one. Oh hey, you're Superman from OP1. Do I have weaknesses? I forget what the original weakness was. The Disco Light is still really powerful against bosses, due to its damage buff. I forget the names of these bosses. I mean, they're even weaker than the bosses in... they're even weaker than the RMs in OP2. At least the RMs in this game... At least the Roadmasters in this game actually have 2 phases. Chance Man. As I already fought these bosses in the previous game, I'll just use the full charge shot and weaknesses against them. Pipe Man. Pipes are really weak to explosions, I guess. The pipes are really weak to explosions, I guess. Also the return of the super big eyes from OP1. aka the hyper aggressive ones. Battleman? Or your your Dash Man. Kung Fu Man. Wait. I wanted to see what's up that ladder. Are you Scorpion or Battleman? I think you're the latter. So that leaves Scorpion Man next. Yeah, that Scorpion Man must be. So that was this. So that's the end of Cadman 2. On to Cadman 3. The final stage of the game, and well, I didn't expect this team, and well, I didn't expect to hear this team now. This wasn't that much of a bad time, to be honest. It was actually easier than some of the previous stages. Although to be fair, this stage is actually one of the more fun ones. Gee, thanks. You sure about that, Buster? I don't really find this to be annoying at all. What annoyances are you... Maybe outside of paying attention to the Yoke block patterns, but outside of that... I prefer this over that. Then again, what you consider to be annoying is a bit of your mileage may vary moment. Then again, what you consider to be annoying depends on the person. To me, this is not really annoying. Far from it. This is rather tame, to be honest. Even if I decide to go to this section without the use of the rush, even if I decide to go to this section without the use of the rush jet, The Yoga blocks wouldn't be that bad. And honestly, there were worse Yoga block patterns earlier. See the one in Special Stage 3. This is still not a good stage, mind you. It's okay at best. Mainly because it's actually using its gimmicks more. I'm still surprised these cards weren't used as much as they should have. I expected much more dangerous environments. There you are, Canman, in your ship. That's alright. This is my first time anyways. He's gone faster. Now to the saucer. Oh boy. Return of the giant pink balls. At least they're not as damaging as Izumi's. It's over, Cadman. Too much screen flashing. That was a smaller boom than what I hoped. That was a smaller boom than what I'd hoped. Knowing Mega Man Classic, Cadman survived. Or he backed up his brain in a computer. Nah, you have plenty of other games you can be in, Spiny Met. You were actually one of the okay enemies. Meanwhile, in prison, you think? Excuse me? X? Is he a time traveler? Those last few lines pose more questions than answers. Those last few lines raise more questions than answers. So this is a good time to give my overall thoughts on Mega Man OP2 as a whole. Long story short, this is a marginal improvement over the first game. In terms of graphics, some music, and level design. Although especially in the latter, it's a minor improvement. The graphics for one, almost all the stages now have parallax scrolling for the backgrounds, and their background and foreground tile sets are notably more detailed. The music variety is better. There's better sound balancing, but it could still do with some improvement. Plus, the looping is still broken. Although some of the musical tracks chosen were not the best fits, and some were honestly painful to listen to. For instance, the weapon get music. I also like how we actually have a more obvious storyline. What with the intro cutscene, in-stage dialogue, and a more fleshed out ending. Now moving on to the gameplay. Stages are certainly better, as most of them actually have gimmicks. In general, there are more gimmicks and enemies who aren't ripped directly out of the engine. We have some returning foes from OP1, but in addition to them, we have some new folks. In terms of bosses though, it's basically the same old. There are minor improvements as they actually have 2 phases, so they don't just get 3 or 4 shot by the fully charged OP Buster. But other than that, most of their patterns aren't really that good. Weaponry, well, I think it's also a marginal improvement. The disco lights were one of the best weapons in the game, as they shielded you from all projectiles, including explosive ones. They didn't protect you against contact damage, but that wasn't too bad, as most enemies weren't melee focused. Plus, for some reason, they buffed the damage your buster dealt to bosses. My next favorite weapon would be a tie between the Supernova, aka a dashing weapon, the Screen Flash weapon, which could one-shot most... The Screen Flashing weapon, which could 1 or 2 shot most enemies on screen, which could 1 or 2 shot most enemies in the game, outside the really durable ones, and the missile weapon, for dealing a hefty amount of damage to enemies. The rest of the weapons were either okay, outclassed, or not really that good, outside of weakness affiliations. Even when using them as weaknesses against bosses, it's better to use either the Disco Light or the fully charged Buster, due to how powerful them being. Really, most of the game wasn't really... To be honest, most of the game wasn't really that interesting, outside of perhaps 1 or 2 RM stages and 1 or 2 Fortress levels. I mean, my favorite Fortress stage was the penultimate one, my favorite Fortress stage was actually the last one, my favorite stage was actually the final one, because it reutilized most of the gimmicks in the game. For an OP tree, what I would like to see is each stage having its own central gimmick that is expanded upon and actually has a good climactic section. Keep the graphics, improve upon them, and make sure and nerf the OP Buster so it doesn't just tear through the bosses. Also, I would have preferred if collecting all the 5 metallic diamonds actually did something. I wouldn't mind if we got the OP Buster by collecting all 5 of those diamonds. As right now, they don't do anything. They don't even change the ending, I think. So overall, I say this game is somewhere between below par to okay at best. An improvement over the first game, but I still don't recommend this. There are better Mega Man Classic fan games out there. Well then, I hope you all enjoyed my live Let's Play of Mega Man OP2, viewers. If you enjoyed this Let's Play, please rate, comment, favorite, and or subscribe, as they all help out the channel. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter as well, and join my Discord server, as I regularly post updates there. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you all in a future Let's Play. I downloaded YouTube. I will say that despite me rating it that way, I still had some fun with this game. There were some irksome spots. There were a few irksome spots. But the overall experience was a steady one. See you all for tonight's stream. Unlike last week, I will have one. Thanks and have a nice day.